I'm not terribly concerned about solving these things out for you, as I am very confident that all of you can solve single inequality statements. When we look at this concept of a crunch statement, why we call it crunched, we have two inequalities in there, which really means that this has to be two statements. So it has to be broken apart. This was squeezed together, and your job is to break it apart. If you think back to the and compound inequalities and the way that we graph those, where we have one statement above and one statement below, and then we're looking for the overlap. I'll go back to my example 1 here. One statement above, one statement below, and you're looking for that overlap. This is going to be the middle part of your expression. Specifically, what I'm saying here is I can take all of this, just like I shade. I say, okay, I'll have all of this where I included one of my inequalities, and then I can take all of this where I have the second inequality. And when you look at that, if I put my hand here, that first statement is very doable. We can solve that. That's very easy to solve. The second statement, very easy to solve. So really what we have to do is just run until we get the first inequality in all of the middle, and then start with the middle and run all the way to the end where we have that over-under idea, graphing one line above, one line below, and we'll be able to break this up into two statements. The trick to it is you need to know that only and statements can be crunched. I repeat, only and statements can be crunched. So when I break this apart, I can break it apart as x minus 5 is less than or equal to 2x plus 1, and 2x plus 1 is less than 3x plus 5. Notice the entire middle part was recycled. It had to be written here and there. It had a dual purpose. It was used for both pieces. Now from here, I can solve these out. I'm not going to spend time on the video doing that. And then I would go straight to my set building notation and graph like I did in the first 4 examples. This will allow you to do many of the other questions on our worksheet. You take any compound statement, any crunch statement, and you take the first part, including the inequality, up to the second inequality. That becomes one statement. Then you recycle all of the middle. You can never split that middle. You have to take all the middle all the way to the far end, and that becomes your second statement. So you see how this became my first, then this became my second. That's all I did. And I had to put an and between them because only and statements can be crunched. You should now have all the skill and understanding, all the knowledge that you need to finish your worksheet on compound inequalities. That's both the or as well as the and statements.